your blood. By your blood, I'm covered by your blood. Your precious blood, your holy blood. What does it mean to be Christians? It means that we are united with Christ in his death, his resurrection, and his reign by our obedience to Jesus and his teaching. So, my fellow Christian brothers and sisters, the apostasy in the church results from disobedience and ignorance of what it means to be Christian. So next we are going to survey the origins of Christian, its perfection in Christ, and its implication for the church or the Christian community of faith today. An interesting point here that we will start the next lesson. Christian did not start when Jesus walked the shores of Galilee. Christian did not start when Jesus taught his disciples. When Jesus taught his disciples was the season for the fulfillment and perfection of Christian. Christian really started in the call of Abraham. Christian was promised in Genesis chapter 3, verse 15, when God speaks of the victory of Christ over the devil. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel. The victory of Christ over Satan and the suffering that Christ would have endured by the devil and his inflicting of Christ on his way to Calvary. Christian took a more direct place in human history. Christian started its journey in human history when God called Abraham and gave him the promise in Genesis 22, verse 18. And through your offspring all the nations on earth will be blessed, because you have obeyed me. Your offspring, discussed in Galatians chapter 3, verse 16, Paul said singular offspring, meaning one, and that offspring happened to be Jesus. So the journey from that place when God called Abraham to Isaac's birth, to Jacob's birth, to the name of Jacob changed to Israel, to Joseph going to Egypt and the Israelites going down to Egypt, to Moses running away and returning to rescue the Israelites, to God giving Moses his 10 commandments and establishing the Mosaic covenant, to the ministry of the prophets, from Samuel all the way through to John the Baptist, who spoke of the coming Lamb, to the ministry of Jesus, his life, his death, his resurrection and ascension, to the witnessing of Christ, as we see start in Acts chapter 2, until the end. We have the full journey of Christian when Christ returned for his church. Christians literally are followers of God who are rewarded by God, and that is completed in Christ. Imitators of God. So Christian, in essence, is built on faith in God. Abraham believed God and was accounted to him as righteousness. And the promise of salvation is the touchdown point of Christian in human history. So we're going to look at how this idea of this, because Christian, from the word Christ, Christos, the Greek to the Hebrew, HaMessiah, the Messiah, who is the anointed one. The anointed one, who is this? That is the seed of Abraham. Genesis chapter 22, verse 18. Who is the Messiah? He's the one who will reign on David's throne. Who is the Messiah? He's a prophet like unto Moses in Deuteronomy 18, verse 18. Who is the Messiah? He's the one Isaiah spoke about, Isaiah 53. Who is the Messiah? He's the one Isaiah spoke about in Isaiah 7, verse 14. Who is the Messiah? Is the one that Isaiah spoke about in Isaiah 9, verse 6. Who is the Messiah? He's the one that David said, and the Lord said unto my Lord, sit at my right hand. The Lord has said unto me, thou art my son, today I become your father. Ask of me, and I will give you the nations as your inheritance, the uttermost bounds or parts of the earth as your possession. You will rule over humans. You will save them, and you will be their judge. Who is the Messiah? He is the restorer of humanity and the universe as God had intended, as the Bible said in the book of Revelation 13, verse 8, the Lamb was slain before the foundation of the world. Who is the Messiah? He is the promised deliverer of us all from the time of Abraham. So Christian is really to accept the promise of the Messiah, to accept the revealed Messiah, and to live according to the teachings of the Messiah.